now let me ask you a question. Talk about your pills. I didn't know you were hooked. What were you hooked on? Painkillers?
Oh yeah, big
Perks, Vikes.
both.
Perks, Vikes. Get the yellow bird.
Anything I get my hands on, bro. I was in the drugstore every 2 days.
God.
I made that first priority. It was so bad. And you know what, man? I got to a point where I called Vince and said, listen, I'm going to die. I said, I went to my pain doctor, and I told him, listen, I gotta get off these. He goes, well, we'll wean you down. We'll go from whatever to whatever. I don't want to tell you the amount, but I'll tell you this. It's more than anybody has ever taken in the history of sports entertainment.
15 perks a day?
Oh, you're not even close, bro.
15 of the 3x500s or 3x3 or 10 by 325s?
No, the 10 325s, but way more than 15.
More than 15 yellowbirds a day?
Over 4 times that.
60 yellowbirds a day, Kurt? You're lucky you're not dead.
Over that.
Bravo.
Kurt, how could you not be? How can your liver still be around?
You're not even ready.
Believe it or not, thank the good Lord, and that's all I can do is thank God. Thank the good Lord that I'm healthy. I did no liver damage, no kidney damage. The way you can tell, anybody out there that's doing that, quit right away, because the way you can tell you have any kind of internal damage is if you pee Coca-Cola color. That dark brown color, that means it's irreversible. And I wasn't. I was peeing red, white, and blue.
Yeah, but Kurt, could you even get a... I mean...
That was a joke, man. You
listen to me.
Laugh.
Listen, you pussy. You couldn't... Could you even get a boner taking that many perks?
Yeah, man. I was like a stud.
Yeah, because you're taking Seattle and
No, never touch that shit, man. That's Big Show's thing.
Big Show. I can only imagine what he looks like with a boner.
Well, that son of a gun's going to have a heart attack. It takes too many of those.
Jesus, a 36-hour boner on the Big Show. My God.
God, can you imagine?
Have you seen it?
That's got to be gruesome.
I've never seen his cock. What's the Big Show's cock?
Oh, you know what? He was naked next to me once in the locker room.
Right.
He went to turn around to get his towel, and he swung around, almost hit me in the face, and gave me a black eye.
So his cock is as big as his body.
Yeah. But hey, I wanted to finish my story. I was on that stuff, and this was 3 years ago. And I called Vince and said, "Listen, I need to go to rehab." And he said, "You're not going to rehab." He said, "You're going to do it on the road." I called my doctor back. He goes, "Kurt, that's impossible."
What do you mean do it on the road? I don't even understand.
Like
cold
wean
turkey,
you off.
cold turkey on the road.
He had me work full time. Well, I from that day on, I didn't take a pill. I didn't wean down or nothing. I told the doctor, I'm not weaning. I don't want to wean down. I want to stop today, cold turkey. I don't want to take another pill. He goes, "Kurt, you could die." I said, "Well, I'm going to take the chance." So I went. I had 3 days later, I had a pay-per-view with John Cena, and Vince said, "Listen, you got to make him tonight so that at WrestleMania we can make him look like a champion." He goes, "It's up to you." So I went in there and I did it, but when the match, I was going through major withdrawal. but then I said, "Fight back, or I'm going to keep hurting you." Started fighting back, and you know what? I got it out of him, because what we couldn't get out of him was the aggressiveness, the viciousness.
Right.
And he started fighting back, and we made it into a real war. And we went 37 minutes. It was an awesome match. It was a 5-star match. When I got back, I just collapsed on my face.
So it probably looked pretty damn believable, because you were in there shooting for real, beating the shit out of him.
Oh, I was kicking his ass, man. And then, you know what I had him do is, I wanted to tell a good story that, you know what, this kid can't go with me wrestling, so I was making him look like an idiot. And then finally, we did a spot where he held the ropes, and I charged him, he backdropped me over the ropes, and then I had him street fight me outside, which makes sense. John Cena is supposed to be a thug.
Right.
I figured, you know what, let him beat my ass outside the ring, then throw me in. Now he can shine a little bit, and it was a great story. And I talked him through the whole thing, and the finish was phenomenal, and it worked out great. And I made Cena, and he got ready for his WrestleMania match against JBL, and you know what, we were off to the races. So it made me proud that I was able to get through it. But at the same time, I was suffering, man. I was working 4 days a week wrestling, plus 1 or 2 extra days doing appearances, signings, radio interviews, radios and media days, and I was just getting run into the ground.
You never had any radio interviews like the Bubba the Love Sponge show now, did you, brother?
Well, you were having some problems back then. I'm surprised you aren't on pills, bro. Jeez,
Well,
God bless you.
you know, I hang out with Hogan. I got my own Rattler too. So
Why bother with broadcasting excellence when you can have broadcasting decadence instead? The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.